Namaste, welcome yogis. My name is Kassandra and today I'm going to guide you through a fluid hip flow, so great for hip mobility and flexibility. You're going to need 2 blocks. You can place them somewhere close towards the top of your mat, and we're going to begin lying down in reclined butterfly pose. So you might want to have your blocks for this one only if it's necessary, so the feet come together, the knees draw apart. You could always put the blocks underneath your thighs if it feels a little bit uncomfortable for your hips or low back. Otherwise, just stay as you are and place your hands and your arms wherever is comfortable for the shoulders and for the upper back. So we'll have quite a bit of movement in this practice, making it very fluid, really working the hip joint in all ways. But to begin, we want to find a little bit of stillness, just to connect to your breath. And bringing your awareness to the body. Notice if there's any stiffness or tension, maybe tightness in the low back, the pelvis, the hips. Just something you want to be aware of as we start to flow a little bit more dynamically. And the next time you breathe in, the knees can lift back up. And keeping your feet flat down to the mat, you're going to pull your right knee in towards your belly, maybe hanging out here, or if it's accessible, you can take your half happy baby pose, holding onto the right foot or the big toe. Keep your elbow to the inside of that leg so you can push it open a little bit wider. And I like to keep my left knee bent and just let that left knee plop down a little bit over to the side, just so you have a little bit of a counterweight and you're not rolling over onto your right side body. Trying to drag and pull that right knee down as well as out. Take one more big breath here. And we'll carry this over to our reclined pigeon pose, crossing the right ankle over the top of that left knee. Flex the foot and you can reach through with your arms, squeezing that thigh in towards your belly. And getting a little bit more towards the back of the hip. A little bit into the outer hip as well. Squeeze that thigh in a little bit tighter and release. Feet flat to the mat. We'll switch sides. So half happy baby over to the left. You can pull your left knee in towards you. Maybe hold on to the foot or to the toe as you open it up, and let your right knee drop a little bit to the side so you're keeping your weight evenly distributed through the right and the left in both shoulders, both hips. Slow, steady breaths in and out through your nose. And dragging that left knee and left thigh down. Let's carry it to our reclined pigeon pose. Cross your left ankle over the top of your right knee, and you can pull and squeeze that in. Try not to use too much arm strength. Relax your neck, your jaw, your shoulders. And let's release. We'll come on to tabletop pose, so you might want to just roll to the side, or you can rock up and down. And before we flow here, I'll ask that you take your blocks and just place them to the outer edges at the top of the mat. And from your tabletop pose, we're just going to trace big circles with the hips. So start in one direction. You might hear a little bit of cracking or popping. It's super normal. And you can reverse and go in the other direction. Take about one more here. And come all the way back to neutral. We're gonna trace some big circles with the right knee this time. So you can reach your right heel up and then open it out to the side and all the way down. The elbows are straight, so your arms stay really strong and firm here. We're just trying to isolate that right hip by tracing those circles with the knee. So you do need to work a little bit on strength as you do this and stability. Take one more big circle and we're going to step that right foot forward in between the palms to the top of the mat. And this is where you'll want to take your blocks and you can bring them underneath your hands. I like on the highest level. Another height might work best for you. As you inhale, you're going to drop the pelvis down, lift the heart up, a little back bend. And on the exhale, you're going to straighten and flex that right foot as you fold over your right leg. So in and out of those two poses, really fluid. Inhale, low lunge, little back bend. Exhale, stretch the hamstrings and fold. 3 more, inhale. And exhale. Twice more. Try to be light on your wrists, light on your blocks. Last one, inhale, low lunge. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Come all the way back into your lunge and just move your blocks back out to the side. Tuck your back toes under, find your 3-legged dog. Extend your right leg all the way up and back. Bend your right knee, open up your hip. Just like what we did in our tabletop pose, you're gonna trace big circles with that knee. Out to the side, down, and all the way up and back. And just notice if there's a difference doing this in down dog as opposed to tabletop pose. Take one more, really wide. You might feel this stretching into the belly even. And then we're gonna step our right foot forward in between the palms once more. This time on a high lunge, so keeping the back knee lifted off the mat, just intensifying this flow. Inhale, drop the pelvis. You'll feel this a lot more through the hip flexors. And then exhale, straighten that front leg and fold over. So a wider variation of pyramid pose. Inhale, deep lunge. Exhale, stretching the right hamstrings. Twice more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, deep lunge. Exhale, fold it down. Come back into a little lunge. Move your props off to the side and we'll take a little vinyasa here. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, lower down to your belly, point your toes back. Cobra, inhale. Lower all the way back down and press up onto hands and knees, tabletop pose. Realign your palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and we'll take some big circles over to the left. So as wide as you can get it, without collapsing through your right shoulder or through your right elbow. Keep the upper body really strong. So just because the main focus of our practice is on the hips, does not mean that's the only thing that we're really working. The full body should get an effect from this practice. And the next time you can step it all the way through. Low lunge, so the back knee stays down to the mat. And we're just gonna go in and out of those two poses. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, drop the pelvis down, lift the heart. Exhale, straighten and fold. Push down into your heel. 3 more, go at your own pace, following your own breath rhythm. And just bend a little through that front knee so you can move the props out of the way. Ground your hands, 3-legged dog. Left leg goes all the way up and back. Bend your left knee, open up that hip. And just like we did before, big circles through that left hip. So you're trying to imagine you're drawing these circles with your knee. Keep pushing into your right heel, keeping both elbows straight. Arms are strong. And we'll step through into our runner's lunge so the back knee stays lifted off the floor, maybe with your blocks again here. Just a deeper variation of what we've done. Inhale, pelvis down. Exhale, lift the hips up as you straighten your front leg. 3 more. Inhale, lunge. Exhale to straighten. Bend through that front knee and take your flow. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga, back bend of your choice, either cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're just gonna walk our hands to the back of the mat. Take a ragdoll forward fold, so you might wanna widen your feet here. Bend your knees a lot, and you can just hold on to the elbows, swaying a little side to side. Maybe shaking out the head, releasing any tension through the neck, through the upper back. Fingertips can come down to the floor. Bring toes out, heels in, malasana, your yogi squat. Hands can come together at the front of the heart as you open the knees wide, lifting the crown of your head up to the sky. So getting a little bit of dynamic movement from here. This will work on strengthening as much as opening and working on flexibility. So you're gonna inhale into that squat and then exhale, just straighten and fold. 3 more times like this. Inhale, lower down. You can keep your fingertips out in front of you. Exhale, lift the hips back up. Inhale, squat hips down, squeeze the knees open. Exhale, lift it up. Come all the way back down, and you can release to come to a seat. We'll take our butterfly fold. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees apart. You can hold on to the feet if that helps. As you inhale, lift and lengthen up, and move with a flat back at first until you find that edge, the point where you can no longer really keep your spine nice and flat. And then you can release your arms. I like to turn the palms to face up so I'm not tempted to push or pull. And then just let yourself kind of round and release. So making this more like a yin yoga pose, where we're not engaging or contracting the muscles. We're just letting gravity do the work for us. 5 deep breaths here. Relax the head, the neck, the shoulders, the upper back. And use your arms to help yourself come up nice and slow. And we'll take a seat. I'm just going to turn to make it a little easier here. And just moving into a little twist. You could bring one hand over the knee, open up. And switch sides, twist to the other way. And come all the way back to center. And you're welcome to lower down onto your back for Shavasana, or you can just take a little seated meditation, since this was a quick practice. Lengthening your spine and dropping your shoulders down and away from your ears. Just notice how your hips feel now as opposed to when you first stepped onto your mat. Without judgment or getting too caught up in the story. We're simply acknowledging the efforts made. Hands can join at the front of the heart. Bowing forward. Namaste. Thanks so much, yogis, for doing this fluid hip opening flow with me. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy these shorter types of practices, I have a lot of them on my channel. And if you prefer some longer ones, I have a ton of those too. So you can just go ahead and try it out. Search either on YouTube, or you can download my new Yoga with Kassandra mobile app. There's lots of goodies on there. Thank you all so much, and I hope to practice again with you soon.